Hi,
Hello.
welcome. This is Annie from Celtic Tarot, and
I'm Kerrie from Harmony for Tranquility. Hello.
hi. We're just on tonight to talk about what we're going to do tomorrow with the Uluru meditation. We'd love as many people as possible to join us for that. It's starting at 7:30 with the meditation kicking off at around 8 o'clock. What we're just asking you to do is maybe 5 minutes before the broadcast goes live is to just take the 5 minutes to calm your mind, set your intention to say that you're just about to enter this meditation. Calm your energy, just settle yourself down, clear all the thoughts of all the stuff that's happened to you during the day. And then when we start, just be prepared to come in with a clear head and a clear mind, because that would be really, really helpful, both for you and for us. Now, I'm going to do a little introduction. Look at my nails, I changed them. They were turquoise yesterday. Now they're all shiny red for Christmas. I digress. I'm going to do a little introduction, and then Kerrie will take you through the guided meditation. Over to you, Miss Kerrie.
Hello. So I'm actually so looking forward to tomorrow night. I'm really excited. So excited that I actually blurted it out to a couple of people I work with today that are very not in tune. And one of them actually said, "Oh, can you send me the link? I'd really love to do that." And I've got a friend that would really like to do it. So it was a bit of a lesson in for me about you sort of put people in context and you see them perhaps maybe in a work environment and don't necessarily realize that they're actually open to a whole lot of things unless you open up and have that conversation. So that was really interesting today. So I'm not going to tell you who that was, Annie, because I'm going to leave it as a surprise in case they jump up on the screen and say hello to you.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Because they do know you. So
that would be lovely. That's been happening to me too. When I was at the Witches Market and when I was at the Psychic Fair, I was talking to people about it, and like really diverse range of people, and they were interested in coming along too. So it's from all across, all spectrums, different occupations, and people that you would never in a million years imagine wanting to come in and join in something like this.
Yeah.
But I think the time is right. I think it's, people are looking for something, even if it's just to calm their mind down before Christmas. If you give yourself this for self-care and do half an hour of meditation, because after Christmas, it's just all going to go crackers. So it would be lovely just to settle your energy. And when you join with all these other people, your energy automatically lifts. Like meditating by yourself, you can raise your energy. But when you're meditating with lots and lots of people, that definitely changes the energy and lifts it.
It does. It does. And so tomorrow, I think something that probably, I don't know how many people know, and I know there has been some comments about it, is whilst the ceremony is taking place at Uluru, it is also taking place, and that's why it's called a global event, it's happening all over the world. So, particularly the indigenous cultures leading the ceremonies all around the world, which is absolutely beautiful. And if you think of all the different time zones, while some of it will be sync, some of it, like this energy being poured into Uluru and into the planet healing, will probably run for 24 hours, do you think, Annie?
Yeah, with the time shifts. Gail has just said that she's a member of the spiritual health group in Australia, and she shared the information today. So thank you very much for that, Gail. Thank you so much for helping us get it out there. So, hello, Rachel. Welcome.
Hello, Rachel. Rachel's joined us from YouTube. So hello, YouTube.
We get very excited when this happens because we're pretty new at this stuff. And we've just set all this up specifically for this meditation. But
Mm-hmm.
stick around afterwards because we're actually going to be doing lots of other things on it. We're thinking about doing chats, like maybe on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening, where we just talk about stuff that's happening, stuff that's around, a lot of sort
Mm-hmm.
of psychic stuff that's happening. I'm also, because I do Celtic Tarot, I'm also doing readings. So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do readings for every month. And I did one for December. So the next one will be for January, but I'm planning on doing that around the 20th or 21st of the month for the following month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great fun. So
Uh,
stick around for
yeah,
that as well.
I absolutely loved the one that you did for last month, Annie. It was great. It was awesome. And
Thank you
so
so much.
I'll plug for you. Please go and follow Annie on Celtic Tarot Facebook page. Um, that's where you'll find her. You can also book a one-on-one reading with her there. So if you're interested in that, I'll just plug because I know you won't say it, Annie. So I'll say that for you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Gail, you just posted that you're a medical medium. Um, I've been talking to people from the medical field. Like yesterday, I had three nurses, a DT, and an OT, and they're I was doing card readings for them, and they're all individually um, considering alternative therapies. So I've
Mm,
got one wee girl she's an OT, and she's talking about going and doing Reiki and including that into her practice. The nurse, she was talking about, now she can't do anything overt, but she was also talking about incorporating Reiki into her practice. And she works in the heart wards. And she said, even if I can't, sort of physically use it on my patients, I feel it would be really helpful for their families because they're usually so stressed because their loved one
mm,
is, in trauma. So it also seems to be getting out. I also had another one who's talking about going and doing acupuncture. So all this medical um, alternative therapies just seems to be coming out more and more and more. So I'm
mhm.
really happy that we've got a medical medium on here.
Yeah. And Gail, keep in contact with Annie and I because we'd love to have some guests on with us as well to talk about what you do.
Absolutely.
So please keep in contact with us because we'd love that.
And if you hit us on if you hit me on my Celtic Tarot page, I'll promote your business as well. So that's another area for you to, if you would like me to do that.
Mm,
I'm in North Ipswich. I've got a space in North Ipswich, but I've got a big network of people all over the place. So if
mhm.
I stick you up there, I can put you into some other places, and I would be really happy to do that. Oh, you're Anita's friend. How lovely. How lovely. Hi, Angelo. Okay, you go, Kerrie. I've talked enough.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking because we talked about the alignment, what's going to happen fairly early on, and we've had a couple of other people join the chat since then, YouTube and Facebook. But maybe we should actually just sort of take a step back. So tomorrow night we'll be starting at about 7:30. Annie is going to she's done a lot of research around the tradition of the ceremony at Uluru and the background of the ceremony at Uluru. And so she's going to be sharing that Dreamtime story from the Indigenous culture with us tomorrow. And then we are going to start the meditation to coincide with the same time that the event starts at Uluru. So we'll be joining the energy, and I'm not going to give too much away about what that meditation is, but we think you'll really enjoy it. So please share that word and spread that out to people. And thank you for those who already have. That's awesome. But before we actually start tomorrow, I know everyone's sort of rushed. It's that time of year where we're racing around, but if you could just take a few minutes just before we go live with it all to take a few deep breaths, allow yourself to center yourself, and put yourself in the right space for it. It's also recommended too that you face Uluru. Now, I sort of sat here and went, I wonder from my place which direction is Uluru. So I just I don't want to plug Google, but that place. So I use their maps and just put in my suburb to Uluru, which gave me the basic direction that I needed to be facing. And I have some beautiful mountains at the back of my place, and there's probably a lot of you on here that have seen them or sat there with me as well. And it happens to be in that direction. So I thought, oh, isn't that nice? Because I use that space all the time. Now, obviously, I'll be in here, but my positioning, I'll be in my spiritual room, but the positioning will still be facing towards Uluru. So that's just so that our intent can go in that direction. But we obviously have things that we will be using tomorrow night to help you focus on that space. So should be good. Should be good. And Annie, just to try something a little bit different before tomorrow night. And guys, it is a bit of a test because we're getting used to this technology and how we can actually use it. I thought that I'd just try and do a share screen with everyone. See if I can actually share. Oh, I don't know. Is that coming up for you or it's not? No, it's not. Oh, what have I done wrong? Share screen. Okay. Let's just see if I can actually do this.
It's thinking about it.
It is.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a blank screen. Boo. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Oh, dear.
We might need to do some more practice, Kerrie.
Yes, I think I do need to do some more practice. We'll just go stop sharing for a minute. All right, let's try again, shall I? Share screen.
Oh, Colleen says nearly.
Nearly.
It's still thinking about it, Kerrie. Yay!
Okay, let's see if we can do this.
Yeah, now you need to hit it, I think.
Yay!
Yes!
So I just like that particular picture.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites.
Yeah, I really think that's where we are. I think the awakening has begun, and I think more and more people are actually taking a step back, and if anything, they've been slowing down through all of this and actually taking consideration of what really is important in their lives.
Yeah, so, I think the last 2 years has made life, even although some of it has been more difficult, I think a lot of people have gone back to basics.
Yeah.
And there was such a sellout on things like games and jigsaws and things that people could do, like the stuff we did when we were kids. Mm-hmm. So there's been a reconnection of family in a lot of ways. And the pandemic of kindness has actually brought me to tears. I'm in that space where that's the bit I focus on. I focus on the people who are helping other people, who are, checking up on their neighbors, who are, baking for people or just checking in to make sure they're all right. And there's been so much of that, like unbelievable. People just helping people who are older, who are maybe struggling, or people helping young mums. And even at the moment, like where I live in Red Bank Plains, it's a pretty low demographic area. And yesterday there was a post. This woman had had her car stolen, and all the kids' Christmas presents were in it. And there was about
Oh.
10 posts underneath it, because all she was asking was if anybody saw the car, could they get in touch
Mm-hmm.
with the police and things. But there was about 10 people kicked in and said, look, I'm happy to kick in with some money so that your children can have Christmas. And that kind of stuff's happening a lot, a
Mm-hmm.
lot,
Mm-hmm.
and people are doing it tough.
Yeah.
So I focus on that side of it. I focus on the kindness and the generosity and the connections, because I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where we're hitting now. We've
Yeah.
got to get into that heart space
Mm-hmm.
and focus on being nicer to each other. Because when people are afraid, they just go crackers, they go mental.
Yeah.
And that's not a good space for people to be in.
No. No.
So to take a breath and just be gentler with each other, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the focus for next year
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. And I think this meditation might just help to settle some of that electricity and the
Mm-hmm.
energy that's flicking around at the moment.
Yeah.
If we can settle it across the globe, maybe
Yes.
people will remember that kindness is the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that gentleness and self-care and care of others, because
Yes.
that's my focus for
Yes.
2022. That's
Yeah.
my intention for the whole year.
Yeah.
Is it?
And if we set our intentions, that's going to be an important thing too. Moving
Mm,
into the new year is setting that
mm,
intention for the new year
yeah,
and setting that focus for the new year.
yeah.
So I agree with you.
That's
It's
been a
going to
huge
be
lesson
a
for
nice
me.
space.
Huge lesson for me, because I'm a feisty
Mm-hmm.
Scot,
Mm,
and for me to not want to just smack somebody with a wet fish, um, I find that quite difficult. I don't do
yeah.
stupid well, but I've got to the point now where I can stop, breathe, and think, I don't need to engage with this. I'm
Yeah,
sending you love and light. I
that's
understand you're
right.
stressed. So I'm just kind of calming things down. And when I calm
Mm-hmm.
things down for me, it calms down the people that are around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, um, moving on from what we're going to do tomorrow night, because it is going to be like that will be a great night. We're really looking forward to it. But as Annie mentioned before, we're going to start doing these on a fairly regular basis. Could be Sunday afternoon or a Sunday night, and we're open to suggestions. Yeah, thanks, Colleen. That's great. Find the oneness. You're 100% right. Find the oneness. Yep. So, you're exactly right with that. And I, if you have suggestions of what you would like us to talk about, but I think one of the things that we really wanted to go through is some of the things that we've actually been experiencing ourselves. And it does link to the book, The 12th Insight. So we found after we read the book, although we'd already been through majority of those steps before we read the book. So that is something that we will be sharing with people. But if you have other things that you would like us to talk about or share with you, please ask that. Annie's fantastic with her tarot and with her reading. So I'm sure we might be able to convince her just to, if you ask a question, to do pull a card for you and just give you what that card says. My strongest area in the spiritual space is sort of teaching the different methods. And I'm a big believer that just like some people are good at maths and some people are good at art and different things, I think we all have our own spiritual gifts. And I ran a course for quite a number of years called An Introduction to Spiritual Development that touched on a whole range of areas. So there's lots of different things that we can talk about with that as well. But for me personally, when I read for people, I use psychometry. So that's my strongest connection. So psychometry is where you can hold an object. And if I'm reading for someone, that will be that I'm holding something that belongs to that person. It allows me to link into their energy really quickly. And so moving on from there, I've also found that I can work very, very quickly with divining rods. So for yes no questions, can also validate through the divining rod. So there's plenty of things that we can do. Um, so that would be great. And Gail, I just saw that you said you ordered one of the earlier books from James today. Was that one of the Celestine prophecy books, or which book? He's done quite a lot, I know. So yeah, let us know. And Anita's saying she's just ordered the book. You're going to love it, Anita. You're going to love it. And a lot of people do, even working back through the original Celestine prophecy as a reminder of it all before you read the 12th insight. Some people prefer to do it that way. We sort of just jumped straight to the 12th insight because it sort of really resonated, didn't it, Annie, with where we were at right now?
Yeah, I had done the previous two books, and I've just sent a message to Gail that there's a workbook that goes with the 11th prophecy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fabulous for self-development. It really asks some great questions, and it took me a long time to complete it. At one
Yeah.
point, I lost my temper with it and threw it across the room. But it's got some really useful stuff in for self-development. The other thing around that is I found that I could use it in my practice because I do
Mm-hmm.
psychic counseling. Um, and it was really helpful for letting people, I learned so much from it. When people cry or when people are sad, everybody kind of goes there times a million. But I've learned now to let people sit in that space and feel it,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody apologizes when they're crying. And if you're sad, you're supposed to cry.
Yeah,
But
that's
we've
right.
been conditioned to not
To
show
block
our
it.
feelings. Yeah. So
In fact, that really links to I mean, one of the spiritual writings that I put up on the YouTube page just recently certainly linked into that, um, and very much talking about that negative energy that we hold within ourselves creates dis-ease, right? So disease, dis-ease, and it can then manifest physically. So crying is really healthy because you hold that energy in the water recesses of your body, so that release. Um, and I believe a good scream helps too. If you can go somewhere that you're not going to upset people by screaming, don't upset your
Mhm.
neighbours, right? But if you can do that, that release of that any built up energy within you is also really helpful as well. And Gail, you would probably see a little bit of that with what you do.
Gail, there's another book. It's called Fully Human, and it's by Steve Biddulph, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And it's along the lines of what you do. Um, I would recommend that one as well. That was a really fabulous book. He's the one that wrote about how to bring up boys, but this one's about um, accepting and acknowledging your feelings,
Mm,
and then understanding where they came from, and then unpacking and undoing the damage that has been done. It's a fabulous book. Fabulous.
mm, mhm.
Anyway, we
Yeah,
should wrap up, Miss Kerrie.
I think we probably should. So it was just another really short one today, just to check that a few things were working for us and that we could get it going okay. But look, please keep in touch post the Tuesday. You'll see that there's either notifications on YouTube or on the Harmony for Tranquility Facebook page or the Celtic Tarot. I said that right this time, didn't I,
You
Annie?
keep it down.
Celtic Tarot Facebook page. So you'll see all the notifications there. And we'll be really excited to continue on this journey with everyone. And hopefully get a few of you on with us as well as guests. So you can share all about what you do as well, because I think that's really what this community is all about. We all have our own pieces that we're adding and sharing with each other. And by that open communication and sharing it, we actually help to raise each other to to the next level, to the next level. And of course, those conversations, as we find all the time, take us to some amazing discussions and amazing places as to where we end up at the end of a discussion when wasn't really that planned out to begin with. So, as you might tell, don't be too harsh on us, but
Yeah, we're completely unscripted.
yeah, absolutely,
We have no
absolutely.
plans. We just wing it.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. And we are known to slip with a few of the things that we say from time to time, but we're human. uh, um, just saying, do the medical medium lifestyle from Anthony William. Lovely. Yeah, well, look, that would be great. And we'd love to have lots of chats and discussions about that. So, there's a lot of things that we can bring in. And there's a lot of people that Annie and I know as well in different circles that we definitely plan to invite in as guests for part of the discussions as well. So thank you everyone for jumping in and playing with us tonight. That's awesome. And we really look forward to you joining us for our very special spiritual journey to the very sacred rock of Uluru tomorrow night. It's going to be awesome. So we look forward to having you join us then. Thank you, Miss Annie, for your time.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who came. We'll see you all tomorrow, I hope.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.